Well, Polar Sea, like the other icebreakers in the Coast Guard, our mission is basically to really do all of the Coast Guard's missions, 11 federally mandated missions in the Arctic region. We're capable of basically going anywhere on the globe, any time of the year.
The best part is being up on the bridge and just holding on for dear life while you're still trying to do all the normal, everyday, just being at the helm, driving, taking commands, and then you're kind of hanging on for dear life at the same time, which it's pretty amazing. It's something I never thought I'd get a chance to do or be experiencing, so.
As the sun begins to rise, the crew prepares for a brief stop in Kodiak, Alaska. There they will pick up passengers and necessary supplies for their long voyage north into the frozen sea.
Now, Liberty. We left Seattle, went up through Straits of Juan de Fuca.
Shipping, look out.
We left through the Gulf of Alaska up to Kodiak, and we unloaded helicopters in Kodiak.
That was actually the first time that the HH-60 was on board. Apparently it was this amazing event we all got to be a part of, went down in the history books for the Coast Guard.
I was actually one of the first tie-down people to run underneath. That was actually pretty cool. It took up the whole flight deck. They were actually a little afraid that the tail rotor was going to smack into the nets that were supposed to keep us if we have to jump overboard.
Making their way north, the temperature plummets as the days get shorter. Off the coast of Nome, Alaska, the Coast Guard practices deploying their Vessel of Opportunity skimming system.
The VOS was basically like a giant oil skimmer. Just in case anything went wrong, we'd have to, we'd go to the oil spill, we'd set this thing up, and from what I believe is it would filter the oil right out of the water. We had huge tubes that were filled with air to keep it afloat. And we would attach those kind of like balloons to the side of the box. We'd crane it over and we'd drop it in the water. At the same time we're all doing this, we have another crew lower in the small boat, and the small boat would attach the boom, which is what it was called. It's like a fence that entraps the oil into a contained area, and they would drag it around the entire area and reattach it to the machine so it had nowhere else to go.
There will be no leniency. All blue noses will receive appropriate punishment on the appointed hour. And remember, sorrow and woe.
The initiations are kind of cool. They can't really tell you too much about them because there's new people that are coming that they can't really know what's about to happen.
It is a fun time. Only lasts for maybe about a day, day and a half, depending on what the ship's schedule is. We have a no talent night, which is fun.
The line crossing was extremely cold. It's unimaginable. Like, it's pain and then everything's gone right in an instant just because of the fact that the water's so cold.
At temperatures well below zero, the ship hoves to and allows the crew members to disembark for some fun on the ice.
Alright, what we're doing here is we sighted a polar bear about 2 hours ago. We're on Ice Liberty right now, so we have an overwatch here, and just want to make sure that and spot them before they can get in too close.
Hey everybody, it's Icebreaker.
The ship reaches its farthest point north, high in the Arctic Ocean, when both boilers blow out, leaving the ship and its crew exposed to the excruciating cold.
We can't make heat. We can't make water for fresh water to drink. We can't make water to take a bath. Until we figure out what the problem is, we desperately need to get to someplace safer.
We'd be working outside in freezing temperatures, and then I'd try to lay down in my room and it's still the same temperature inside as it almost was outside. And to top it all off, my rack was right next to the skin of the ship, so it got pretty cold pretty quick.
We had to fly some parts in from a C-130, and they missed their drop on the ship. Part landed in the ice. Fishing it out and the coldness of my hands would probably be the most memorable part of that whole trip.
It was cold. All the pipes were frozen back there. Yeah, that's how cold it was down there.
Once water freezes, it expands, it cracks the pipes. It means a lot more work for the engineers to fix those pipes that were broken because of the expansion contraction of the water and or steam in the pipes.
There's nothing, so you'd come inside and you were still freezing, and people were on the mess deck in full foul weather gear, and I actually found a sock frozen to the deck in the laundry room. We were kicking it around, and it was hard as ice. And so it kind of gets a little uncomfortable when you realize you don't really have that chance to go and warm up, and everyone starts wondering, are we going to turn around and haul butt back to port? It's a little uneasy, but you kind of got to trust that they're going to figure it out, and they did.
After many long, cold days at sea, the cooks prepare a bountiful Thanksgiving meal, including southern deep-fried turkey and a bit of holiday cheer. Through the worst of nature's elements, now the voyage home.
Finished with a deployment, have the sense of accomplishment of getting the job done and then coming home to families and some usually well-deserved time off.
You do a lot of things that kind of will make you remember the experience. A lot of things out on deck where you're freezing your butt off. When you're so cold, you go numb just after you're in like excruciating pain, but it's all worth it. I mean, it was a lot of fun. Everybody kind of bonds and comes together and remembers the crazy experience they had crossing the Arctic Circle.